Hi everyone, welcome to Downward Dog Rising. It's Tracy here, and I'm going to give you a yoga pose, wheel pose, and Chakrasana or Dhanurasana. I have trouble sometimes saying the Sanskrit, so I'm doing my best. So we're going to try wheel pose today. This is an advanced exercise. It requires strength and flexibility of the pelvic girdle as well as the shoulder girdle, and it requires you to have strength and flexibility in the shoulder joint as well, because you want the armpits to be nice and long. You don't want to feel like everything is compacted and compressed together. And then tight hip flexors can also get in the way of doing a wheel, a back bend. So this is not a beginner pose, so you want to work into it before you actually do it, because it takes time to get the strength and the flexibility to be able to do it. If you have trained in sports like gymnastics, acrobatics, kung fu, things of that nature, where you've been taught how to do this, but you've never done yoga before, you've already established the base in your body. So you'd be able to go into a wheel pose even though you haven't done it before in yoga. So keep that in mind. If you've already trained in sports-specific avenues where you've learned it, you're okay, because you develop that strength, that body knowledge, that awareness. But just take your time. If you've never done it, anything like that before, you don't want to push your body before it's ready, and you definitely don't want to get hurt. And there are certain instances when you wouldn't want to do it, like if you have high blood pressure, like if you have high eye pressure, like me, glaucoma. You'll never see me going upside down for very long because it's contraindicated. Could make your pressure go higher. And there's other different things too, where like your spine, if you have any surgery that fuses it together, you're going to stay away from doing stuff like this. Also, herniated disc, you don't want to put too much pressure. So different things like that, degeneration in the back, you have to be cautious but aware at the same time. So let's get started. I'm going to warm up your shoulders. We're going to work on some bridging. We're going to stretch our hips in a camel pose. So I want you to just join me. We're going to lie down on our mat. Tighten your core, roll on down. Take your arms in a straight line right above your shoulders. Your head stays down, and you're going to disassociate the shoulder blades away from the center of the spine, thoracic spine, and then you set them down to the mat again. So you just slop the shoulders straight back to the mat. Shoulder blades lift away from middle of spine. They reconnect. And 6 more. And 5, the shoulder blades go up, the shoulder blades come down. 4 and 3, 2 more. Last one. Now we're going to use the way our bone rhythm is naturally inclined. Our bones twist into our socket externally, and then if we get tight, what happens? It hikes and internally rotates. So let's provide that humerus bone some more space down in the shoulder socket. After you lift shoulder blades up, turn thumbs half turn out, screw in the light bulb, turn halfway in, shoulder blades straight back to mat. So you go up and out, in, back, down. You go up and out, in and down. 7 more. So you're just getting that humerus bone to rotate that arm deeper into the glenoid fossa, the shoulder socket. 6, 5. This helps for good scapulohumeral rhythm. 4 and 3, so your arm doesn't pop up out of the socket and give you a faulty mechanics. 2, recruiting the wrong muscle groups. Last one. Come back in. Wonderful. Now feel how your 2 shoulder blades anchor deeper into your back. There's space in the mid-back between them. You're not pinching the scapula, shoulder blades together. Now the top of the shoulder stays down away from the ears. We avoid hiking. Now scissor arms. You stretch one arm overhead as the other arm lengthens by side. How far overhead should you go? The answer to that question is, how is your top of your shoulder? Is it rising up or is it staying down and back away from your ear? Then you'll know if you've gone too far, because then that arm bone slips up and elevates, and you're no longer isolating, you're no longer able to stabilize the shoulder blades down the back. So that's how we know the shoulder will raise up too high. You inhale, lengthen apart, breathe into the space mid-back between your two shoulder blades. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 4, breathe into the space mid-back between the two shoulder blades. Exhale. 3. Inhale, stretch spine long. Exhale, feel the ribs pull down together in front. 2 more. And last one, excellent. All right, next I want you to take your arms, float palms to the mat, relax shoulders down and back. Check to make sure your knees aren't splayed out, your shoulders, your hips. The middle of the knee joint aligns straight down over the second toes. So we have our knee tracking over the second toes, we're aligned. And then I want you to be in your neutral spine, your hips are to the sky, tighten the core. And then I want you to press into all 4 corners of your feet, rise up. I want you to avoid going like that, popping the ribs and loading up the spine. I want you to avoid that. That will also splay your knees out sideways. So if at all possible, keep your clean lines, scoop the core tight, integrate the ribs down, elevate up, as long as you could keep that clean, long line. That way you don't compress your low spine, and then lower hips to the mat. So you tighten the core in, make sure your core is engaged, and then that's going to support your pelvis. So you could set the hips straight back down to the mat. So you exhale, you rise, no weight in neck, and then inhale, lower the pelvis down. Your knees stay narrow, right with the hip sockets, not falling outward. Lower straight back down, scoop the core tight, really stretch. Feel how your chest opens without arching your back. 6 more. So you're scooping your core tight, the low back is long, the chest is open. You're resting right below the shoulder blades, straight back down. 4, core is strong, straight back down. 3, and down. Use abdominals. 2, chest is open. And down. 1 more. Exhale, scoop in. And down. Wonderful. So now maybe you'll hold your bridge, no weight in neck, and then you'll just lift your leg up, hold. 10, 9, scoop core. 8, press this hip to sky. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring pelvis to mat. We'll do one of those on the other leg just to get some strength and open up the hip. Glute strength and a hip opener. So tighten your core, press into all 4 corners of the left foot. Both legs lift. Now lift the right leg. Hips up, hold. 10, tailbone long. 9, 8, really stretch this hip. 7, 6, 5, use your core. 4, 3, really stretch tailbone away. 2, last one. And then slowly bend that knee. I'm just checking to see what bird just landed on the wire out there. It's cool to see what birds come by. Sometimes they're crows. I love crows. That's not a crow. I don't even know. It looks like a dove. I don't know. Okay, sorry for the little side transgression. So we did single leg bridge. So I wanted you to do that. Now, I'm going to do something for your upper body, and then we're going to stretch the front of our hips out too. When your arms come up, I want you to keep your elbows narrow, avoid letting them flare, and then your fingertips point towards your shoulders, Your elbows are narrow. And then I want you to just take a second, push down into your hands and lift your heart a little bit. No weight in the neck. Just push into the hands and then gently release. I want you to make sure you're not pushing your elbows out. The key is to keep those elbows in line with your shoulder joint. Lift your heart and then gently lower down. So it's like you're getting used to getting your wrist to stay straight, your fingers to point forward, straight to the shoulders, elbows hug in, and you slowly elevate your heart as you push into the hands. 4 more. Fingers face shoulders, elbows stay narrow, lift your heart. 3 more. Elbows in, lift your heart. 2 more times, working on that flexibility, shoulder blades down your back, and 1 more time. Bend, push down into the mat, tighten the core, elevate. Notice how you're pushing into the palms, wonderful. Now I'm just gonna have you hug knees to chest, rock side to side gently across that low back. Nod your chin, carefully peel up. Now this next thing I want you to do, you're just gonna take your legs straight back, crisscross your ankles, come on through, and then I'm gonna have you do a Ustrasana, camel pose. Maybe I'll move a little bit further out. All right. You could either have your feet flat for camel, your hips are straight, you keep the tailbone long, the front of the ribs meets the back of the ribs so you're not compressing into the low back. You could also curl the toes under so you're stepping into the area right under the toes. That meaty portion, that's okay too. And then here's a modified camel. Place one hand at a time across the back of the hips and pelvis. Think of elbows back, lift your heart, and then I'm gonna have you slowly hinge back a little bit, support the back of your hips and your pelvis. So here's a modified camel, chest is lifted, scoop core tight. Feel how you're opening through the front of your hips, your thighs, your psoas, your quads, down lower. So you could do it this way, and if you want to go deeper, take your hand to the back of your ankle, and then you're going to elevate your heart. Keep pressing your hip bones forward. You can engage your glutes and stay here and breathe. Lift your heart. And you're going to feel that nice deep stretch through the front of your hips and thighs to that hip flexor, that psoas, and the quads. Squeeze your glutes. Breathing in. Breathing out. Open your heart. Stretch shoulders and chest, the front of the hips. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Chest is open, shoulders are down and back. One more deep inhale here. Inhale and exhale. Wonderful. Take one hand behind hip, take the other hand, elevate up. And then we're going to take a little rest pose just to counter the stretch. Maybe take the tops of your feet if they were up like that before. Maybe take them down all the way. If they were down all the way before, just to vary the stretch, maybe lift them up like that. And now let's come into a little child's pose, a little rest pose. And then I'm going to have you stretch your arms this way, really opening shoulders and chest. Relax head down on mat, maybe even on a yoga block. Breathe in to all 3 dimensions of the rib cage. Feel sits bones reach behind you. Feel heart pull in front of you. Lengthen your spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. 2 more times. Exhale. 1 more time. Exhale. Now we're going to switch our arm positioning. I want you to take your hands. You're going to bring hands into a prayer position. Your elbows are going to come narrow. And then I want you to just reach hands behind head and get into the armpits a little bit across that mid-upper back and the shoulders under the armpits. And take 3 more deep inhales here. Feel that stretch across the upper mid-back, through the shoulders, under the armpits. Breathing in, back releases, exhale. 2 more times. You're going to inhale and exhale. 1 more time, deep inhale. And softly exhale, release. Wonderful. Slowly take hands, place them under the shoulders, roll shoulders down, slowly elevate head away from tailbone, coming all the way up. And then just in case the hip flexors are tight on the tight side, we're going to do a little low lunge, asana. So I'm going to ask you to take your right foot through the 2 hands, and then you're going to elevate up. Hip hinge forward. I want you to just hold it here. That front knee is going to be above the ankle. Just rising up. Get that deep release through here. Inhale. And then exhale. Just lengthen that spine. You're inhaling. Notice how your knee is tracking over that second toe. Elevate up. Breathing in and breathing out. Gently let tailbone lengthen down. The hip bones roll forward. You inhale, your shoulder blades drop deeper down as those arm bones gently cascade deeper down into that glenoid fossa, that shoulder socket. 2 more deep inhales here. One more deep inhale. Circle those arms, take a step back. Now you're going to walk your left foot through the 2 hands like that. And then you rise up, you're going to press hips forward. Lengthen the tailbone down, rise up through top of head. Inhale, so that front knee is supported. Hip bones roll forward, tailbone lengthens down, shoulder blades deep down the back, shoulders roll down away from ears. Stay here and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, exhale. Feel this right front of the hip elongate. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, gently, softly release. Wonderful. Take your hands to the mat. Step this foot back. Now the next thing that I want you to do, one more time, we're going to do 2 more things and go into our wheel. I just want you to stretch your hips, stretch those hamstrings. Now really press your palms away from you, down against your mat. Think of those arm bones just spiraling deeper into the shoulder sockets. Do a couple heel raises. 5, 4, maybe look at your knees. 3, really stretch apart. 2 more. And last one in your downward dog. Take a step forward. Crisscross those ankles. Come to your mat. Crisscross those ankles. Come on through. And then this last thing. What did I just do? Come on through. I was where I wanted to be and I started doing something else. All right. You're going to take your arms up. Roll down and back. Press your palms directly into the mat below your shoulders. And now I want you to rise up, maintaining that shoulder blade connection in your back. So we're going to do a reverse plank to strengthen our shoulder girdle, our shoulders. Open the hips. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And inhale. And exhale. 2 more deep inhales. Exhale. 1 more time. Feel those glutes engage. And gently lower down. Shake out your knees. Wonderful. Now we're going to slide on down to our mat. Peel down, use your core. All right. So you're warm now. You're ready. So what I'm going to ask you to do, your knees are going to be hip distance apart. Shoulders, hips, knees, ankles are aligned. And then what I want you to do, feel how you're pressing into all 4 corners of your feet down into the mat. You're going to elevate the arms up. And then you start to bend your elbows. Remember how we kept our elbows nice and close inward? Your fingers point down and forward towards your shoulders. And then what I want you to do here, we don't put weight. You can have your palms push into the mat, and then you could rest the crown of your head on the mat, but you're not dumping your weight into your head. You're actually pushing into your palms, you're pushing into your feet, and you're elevating your heart through the arms. And as you push up, you're going to look down towards the center, like in between the hands and towards the knees. So you're going to take a deep inhale. If I overthink it, I can't do it. I'm so weird like that. I'm explaining it too much, where then I get to the point where I wonder, can I even do this? So you pull your elbows in. You're going to push down into your hands. And I'm not going to go into my head. I just need to be able to push and lift like that. And then you're just going to be looking at the mat between the two hands. And then you breathe in. And then you breathe out. The knees are narrow. Think of a U upside down. Not a V, a U. Inhale, exhale. Keep the length under the armpits. I'm going to come down now. I'm going to bring my chin forward, and then I'm going to fold my arms and slowly roll in like that. And I don't stay there long as I have high eye pressure, and it's not healthy for me to do that. So you barely ever see me do this pose for that very reason. But I like to do it every now and then for the suppleness of my spine and to keep my body in shape. But that's the only reason I would do it. And if you have glaucoma, stay away from it. High blood pressure, you don't want to increase your blood pressure. Now you're just going to rock gently across your low back. Release. And then we're just going to come into a little Shavasana and end today, this session. So I hope you got something out of this. And if you're not ready to do wheel pose, Chakrasana, you don't have to. Work into it. Do everything leading up to it and keep building. Keep building your body. We progress with practice over time, so we never do it all at once. And I used to do gymnastics. I did Kung Fu, where we had to do back bends and front handsprings, back handsprings. So a long time ago in gymnastics, my body was taught how to do that, but over time you lose that flexibility, that mobility. But as long as you keep working at it, you can gain your strength, your flexibility. We just wouldn't do that, never ever trying it before, because you really need to work into it slowly. And now we're just going to relax and do nothing. Just absorb everything we just did in peace and bliss. Even with my stomach growling. All right, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Bring your awareness to the physical sensations in your body. And just take an inhale, reach arms overhead. Just feel your spine lengthen apart, oppositional energy. And slowly, I'm going to have you turn to one side. Excellent. Just take a moment. And when you're ready, just slowly push into your palm. And then I want you to gently just rise up to a seated position. All right. So, take an inhalation. Bring hands to your heart. Anjali Mudra. We associate Anjali Mudra with the Niyama. That closely makes us do self-study, self-reflection, observing oneself, being the witness, and truly doing it without judgment, just observing. So with hands to heart, bring that awareness to within. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you for watching. And even if you didn't get to do wheel pose today, feel really good. Feel good that you worked up to it and that you did the things that are going to give you all the necessary tools and building blocks to be able to do it one day. And if you do have high blood pressure, back issues, no worries. Never force yourself to go beyond what is healthy for you. And we don't have to do things that are contraindicated. And I probably shouldn't be either, but as an instructor, I want to be able to move my body in every direction. So I'll do things every now and then. I probably haven't even done a wheel in 6 months, so I figured it was time to try it again. So I appreciate you so much for watching my channel. Please hit share, like, subscribe if you enjoy watching me. Appreciate you. Take care, everyone. Have a peaceful, blissful rest of your morning, afternoon, or night. Take care. Keep being your best self. Self-mastery, self-study. You'll go far. Peace, everyone. Bye. Take care.